All right, so my name is Nikki Brooks, and I want to talk to you today about why I am running for Iowa Colony City Council. So, the first thing is that I want to bridge the gap between residents and the local government. I think there's a huge gap between citizens and their city. I think that decision making needs to be more transparent and accessible. And I love to build trust through communication and through clear communication. So, to my next slide here, transparency and communication. There is a very clear, if there's a very clear information gap. As far as information being accessible, I think that information needs to be accessible. We need to have easy access to information that we need. We shouldn't have to spend hours of research finding out, reading through 200-page minutes to find out what's going on in our city. And then whatever we need needs to be told to us in plain language. That means that, a lot of our government officials are going, oh, take it out, sorry. So, transparency and communication. So, we need clear information. So, decisions that are hidden in between very lengthy responses and all types of complicated process jargon and things like that. We need easy access to that information, and we need that information to be demystified for us. And my thing is that I basically want to bridge that gap. So, in bridging that gap, we have our current state. You can go to the next slide for me. And I basically want to bridge that gap. So in bridging that gap, we have our current state of affairs where the communication is lacking, the trust is eroding. If you live in Sterling Lakes or Sierra Vista, you know full well what I'm talking about with the trust eroding with the current leadership that we have, that, by the way, is running for mayor as well. So keep that in mind. And there needs to be a transition. That transition includes us having regular updates. It includes open dialogue. And the purpose and the goal of that, the goal of those who lead us is not to emphasize power and build influence, but it is to build a strong community. And the way you build a strong community, you build trust, and you make sure that citizens, the people that are financing the community with their tax dollars, that we're informed. Really that simple. I do understand that civic leadership is difficult from an accountability and accessibility perspective. Now, another reason that I am running, if we can go to the next slide here, another reason I'm running as far as accountability and accessibility is concerned, just as a mom, I've been married 26 years. I got 3 kids, and I consider myself to be the ultimate momager. And so a lot of my life, just like a lot of my neighbors, was spent around making sure that my children were in a good place, helping them navigate the school, helping them navigate the things that they have going on. And so now my youngest child is getting ready to graduate, and so my bandwidth has opened up. And what I want to do is a lot of those giftings and things that I have to bridge gaps of communication, I now have that bandwidth to contribute those in a deeper and more meaningful and more direct way. Because I do believe that our leaders, our civic leaders they have to be accountable, they have to be accessible. It's a choice. I know it's a labor of love because it's free, but they work for us. And so how do they work for us, serving us? One big thing that I would like to bring to working for you is breaking things down. So one of my superpowers is if I understand something, no matter how complex it is, I can explain it to a kindergartner, former teacher here. So I like to translate those complex policies into understandable language for you, and just get rid of that whole look it up culture. Oh, this happened. It was in the minutes. You go get the minutes, are 264 pages. No more look it up. Let's just bridge the gap and keep people informed. And that is one of my commitments, to keep people informed. If I understand it, then you're going to know what you need to understand. You're going to know what you need to know. And ultimately, you're going to know what you need to do. Empowering the community. So community needs to be empowered with information, engagement, and action. So let's go to our next slide. And with this slide, I'm going to go information, engagement, action. And when I say join me in making a difference, just go to the next one. So go back to the empowering the community one. All right, perfect. Thank you, Joseph. All right, so as far as empowering the community, I want to empower the community with information. That means clear updates on policies and decisions. I want to empower the community with clear information. That means clear information on policies, updates, and decisions. Engagement, that's collaboration. Let's reach across the aisle. Let's look for opportunities to provide meaningful input. Let's look for opportunities to support all our safety personnel. And then with action. Action means collaborative solutions to the challenges that we may have as a community. So you should join me in making that difference. This election is critical. It's really important. In addition to who's on the ballot as mayor, which is extremely, extremely important. And I'll talk about that more maybe next week. But your votes this time around are going to be for transparency, accessibility, and for your voice. And my commitment to you, if I'm selected as your council member at large in Iowa Colony, the city of Iowa Colony, my commitment to you is to first listen. I believe that good governance has to listen first. We listen to constituents, we listen to our neighbors who are just like us. So we listen, and then the next thing is to inform. That means that sharing clear, timely updates, very clear updates, demystifying the process, taking the jargon out of it. My commitment is to engage, so to create opportunities for participation, create opportunities for you to support our police, our firemen, to engage in the community. And then that fourth thing is to implement, and that is to be a steward in implementing those community-driven decisions that have to take place so that ultimately we can build a better city together. And a better Iowa Colony is going to be engaged, where people are active. They're going to know what's going on. Our government's going to be transparent. It's going to be open. It's going to be accessible. And it's going to be simplified for us. And then our communication ultimately is going to be strong. It's a two-way street, meaning we're listening, and then we are also giving clear, consistent updates. So feel free to connect with me. As you can see, I'm just not a big person about fluff. Didn't go out and spend thousands of bucks on a commercial and things like that. I'm a neighbor just like you. I go to work, put my shoes on, get up out of the bed just like you do, just like my neighbors. My kids are engaged in the community, and I'm simply asking for a vote of trust to help me lead you and bridge that gap. So thanks for listening. So that's it on that one. Thank you, Joseph.